Hello and welcome. I am Tracy Hammerstrom from Isthmus Wellness, and today I am speaking with Chandon Williams, an acupuncturist from Isthmus Wellness, and she is one of our fertility specialists there. Welcome, Chandon.
Thank you, Tracy.
So, I was thinking about things to ask you, and there are some things that as long as I've known you, I still don't know the answer to these questions. So I'm very excited to have this chat today. And first of all, we'll start with, when I see you talking about fertility and talking about, things that you've just learned that can help your fertility patients and things like that. What I definitely pick up on with you is that you're very excited and giddy about it. Like you are excited to treat fertility patients. So tell me more, where did that come from? How did you get so excited about this?
About working with fertility? Yeah. I think it's just such a selfless thing to work on, for this person that we haven't met yet. I feel like I could cry about it. It's just, I just love how willing and open moms are to make all sorts of sacrifices for this person they haven't even met yet.
Yeah.
And I just think it's really beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I want to be a part of that. And it never gets old. Just the excitement that comes when someone gets a positive. It just never gets old. And people are told all sorts of lies about their body or about their statistics, about what they can and can't do. And I just have a lot of faith in the woman's body and the ability to conceive. And it never gets old.
Yeah, very cool. What kind of lies are people told?
Lies that people are told.
What do you consider?
Oh, their AMH is too low to have good eggs, or you need an egg donor, or none of your embryos made it till day 5. There's something wrong with you. I think a lot of that. There's a lot more to the story. I think a lot of women get told it's their problem, but people don't always look at the guy, and they're definitely half of the equation.
Yeah. Okay, very good. So when I think about, treating fertility, and certainly I've seen women who have certain women's health issues and things like that, or I've had friends growing up who will say I have polycystic ovarian syndrome. I can't have kids, end of story. So what's the truth? Do people with polycystic ovarian syndrome, can they have children? And what about things if someone has endometriosis, can they have children? What have you seen?
Well, of course. I wouldn't do what I did if it didn't work.
Yeah.
I mean,
so are you reversing their diseases, or
I don't think we can,
it, so to speak.
A little bit of both.
Yeah.
I think in Chinese medicine, we don't treat disease. We treat patterns that we see in people. I think PCOS, there's so much more going on. It's an endocrine issue on a deeper level, blood sugar, things like that. And so we really look deep, not just about the needles doing the work with acupuncture, but what are we doing at breakfast, lunch? What are we doing before bed at night? Are there different substances or herbs or supplements that we can take to kind of moderate some of the effects of PCOS? I've seen it go away in some people. With some people, I've seen it get better enough to conceive. Endometriosis, it's a little bit hard to know for sure if it's going on, or unless they go inside. And sometimes you do need a little surgery, but a lot of times there's a lot that we can do naturally to improve blood flow and reduce some of the symptoms, and definitely reduce pain with endometriosis. So, that one's a tricky one though. It can fly beneath the radar for a lot of women.
So you were saying earlier how men are definitely 50% of the equation. So do you also work with men?
I will, but I usually refer them to Josh. I think sometimes guys just need to talk to another man about certain things. And I think it's, for me personally, I definitely have treated both both folks, but I always like, that someone can come to me and their husband can maybe go to someone else, or their partner can go to someone else, just to have a couple different eyes on each individual case and not have just to be completely objective. Yeah.
The other thing I'm curious about is, I think in the fertility world, is like age. So like some people probably think they're too old. Some people are still trying, maybe past the time they should be. Like what does natural health say about that in Chinese medicine?
Yeah. Well, women can conceive well into their 40s, according to Chinese medicine. And I think egg quality is more of just a moment in time, or a picture in time, and that picture can get better. It can get worse. But I think for the most part, I've seen a lot of women, even in their 40s, improve things like AMH and FSH numbers that are apparently, your eggs just go straight down, but I don't think that's the case. And what I see is a lot of women that are doing acupuncture and eating well, and you do what you can to not be stressed. I mean, it's stressful to want to have a family and to have it take a long time. But I see a lot of women doing really great home care and paying attention to things. And I see those numbers get better and things, and people conceive. So I think, unfortunately, a lot of things are said sometimes by certain providers off the cuff, and those comments really stick with people, and they're not written in stone. So it's always important to take a lot of those comments that you might get from a nurse, or, a consult with certain OBs. I mean, everyone is so different, but I think the way we speak to women and how that resonates with us and how we end up seeing our body, it'd be nice if some providers were a bit more deliberate about what they said about our eggs.
Yeah. Words are powerful, for sure. Okay, thank you for that. What do you think about, when you were talking about egg quality and things like that, what do you do for women? So do some needles are going to improve the egg quality, or will herbs do it?
Yeah, so what we're trying to do is we're trying to change the environment where the eggs are. So a lot of that does relate to getting acupuncture. We do things like home care. I recommend castor oil packs in some circumstances, or red light device, depending on what's going to work for each individual. There are certain supplements that we know help with mitochondrial function, so help reverse age, basically, on the body and in the eggs. And there's certain massage techniques that I recommend sometimes, and things along that nature. And then, yes, herbs. I think herbs are a huge part of the story. I don't always use them when people are taking a lot of medication, but when they're off medication, I think it's a great opportunity. Herbs are more like food than trying to take a single nutrient and just push a bunch of the same pathways forever and ever.
Yeah.
So for example, something that I've studied is HTMA, hair tissue mineral analysis. And something that's always stayed with me is our bodies aren't always meant to be on a protocol. And so I think when I see a lot of women, there's times for pushing and starting things, but there's also times or seasons where we come off things as well. And I think it's up to the individual, but being on zinc or certain things for just years on end isn't something I recommend.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. We have seasons, and our bodies change with the seasons. So should our food and intake and our herbs and our supplements and everything. That makes a lot of sense. Let's see. If someone were to be interested in working with you, what would they do first?
Oh, they do first?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if they're really on the fence, they can just book a discovery call with me. Most women just come in for an initial fertility consult where we sit down for an hour and just review their history, what they're taking, what they've experienced as far as fertility, if there's been miscarriages. Sometimes it's secondary fertility where they conceive very easily with their first, and now it's, for some reason, subsequent tries, it's just taking a longer time. So we look at all of that, and then we discuss what they want to do going forward.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So secondary fertility being if you said they conceive easily, but they're just not holding the pregnancy.
Secondary is usually that they've had a kid, or however they've had a kid, or 3 or whatever, but now it's taking a long time, where they didn't have trouble the first time, but now they're having issues.
Got it. Okay. And then what about like miscarriage? Like, do you feel like you're pretty successful at helping with that?
I love working with miscarriage. Yeah. I mean, there's an emotional component, but there's a lot of positive shifts we can make, before someone conceives, if miscarriage has been part of their story.
And then earlier you mentioned what are you eating for breakfast? What are you eating for lunch? What are some of your kind of keystone dietary things that you fall back on?
Sure. The first thing is protein in the morning before coffee. So I think women's bodies in particular are very sensitive to what we do in the morning. So kind of what we do in the morning sets the tone for the day. So it can be tempting to just have caffeine right away, but if we have caffeine on an empty stomach, it's going to shoot up your cortisol, make you less resilient to stress, shoot up blood sugar, things like that. And when you're trying to get pregnant, you want to eat and drink in a way that you're already there. And you want to eat and drink in a way that creates safety in the body and lets the body know it's okay to conceive. It's safe. We're not in a famine. Mm-hmm. So one of the best ways to do that is to eat breakfast. It sounds so simple. And then you can have your coffee. I'm not one of those acupuncturists that takes away your coffee. You certainly could get rid of it, and that's a different story.
Yeah.
But I usually don't start with taking away people's coffee. I try to eat breakfast first and see if that's enough.
Yeah, that makes sense. I like that. Yeah. Making the body feel nourished and safe. I like that. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So if someone was interested in working with you, what is your ideal client? Like, what does that person look like?
Someone that wanted a baby yesterday.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Some motivation.
Yeah. I mean,
very motivated.
I'm not very pessimistic because I think over the years, and I've been working with fertility now for 20 years, you see so many people that were told one thing or the other, and they have kids now, or at least one, so I feel pretty positive to pick up wherever people are. And I feel positive about the body's ability to conceive a baby, especially when we focus on putting some good stuff in, maybe letting go of some bad stuff. I just think that's what our bodies are meant to do if we let it.
Lovely. I love it. Do you have any additional words of wisdom or thoughts about fertility for us today?
Don't worry about being relaxed. Screw it. Just come get acupuncture. The acupuncture, regardless of how stressed or how much you're thinking about getting pregnant, the acupuncture will still calm your system and let your system know it's okay. I think there's a lot of efforting that goes into getting pregnant. And again, it can just drive people nuts. So it's okay that you're not relaxed.
I love that. Thank you.
Yep.
Well, I think that's all we have time for today. Thank you so much for joining us. This was Chandon Williams, one of our fertility experts at Isthmus Wellness. And join us next time. Thank you.
Thanks for having me.